2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the TheDOCcast. I'm here with the Doc.
What's up, folks? How you
And-
doing?
And it's me, Carol. Carol?
No, nah. You know what? You're just camo today.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Oh, well, there's a reason for that. We're a little unprepared, but
it's all good.
we want to give you guys some content. We've been missing for a little bit, but
Yeah, we're on a little hiatus here.
yeah, we're adults, man. Things happen.
Yeah,
But we're here to bring you guys, some advice, some point of view type things. That's what we do on the TheDOCcast. That's what he
Yeah.
does, and I just chime in.
Just some things to think about.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you want them to think about?
All right, so check this out.
Yeah, I'm ready.
A lot of people that know me that I'm not on social media a lot. I don't have a heavy presence on there. And I say that just for the fact that my main thing is I like to laugh at things. So, I kind of have a messed up kind of mentality when it comes to that. But ultimately, though, I just found out
What?
about something that's probably been going on for thousands of years. And what was it called again? Cancel culture.
Oh yeah, cancel culture.
Oh.
Cancel culture, people.
Yeah.
You've heard it, you've seen it, you've probably engaged in it.
Yeah. So
But cancel culture,
so Camo tells me, oh, about cancel culture, and I said, you mean shunning?
yeah, it's
Because
shunning.
that's what it is.
It's shunning. Yeah.
That's what it is. You're just shunning people. So
Yeah.
okay, I can understand completely if you don't agree with somebody, right? That's gonna happen.
That's
You're-
life.
You're
That's
never,
life. Yeah.
Yeah, you're never gonna agree with every single person. All right, you have your beliefs and what you think is right, and then there's other people.
Right. Of
And
course.
then
Of course.
some of those people think the same things, and some of those people don't.
Right.
But to just go ahead and hatefully just cancel somebody out, I think that's a little childish. I don't know.
Dude, it's very childish. I touched on this on another podcast that I did, but I don't do it anymore. But it's definitely a topic that a lot of people they bring up, but it's crazy. So the way that social media is nowadays, it's such a powerful tool that you can have an opinion, right? Whether it be wrong or right in your eyes, and you will have thousands of people agree with you.
Yeah.
And that holds water in our society nowadays. So, like, if you say something crazy, like, I don't know, if you say something, not even crazy, if you say something random, like, you know what? Yoshi is gay from Mario. Like, I think Yoshi is gay. You can have like 40,000 people be like, dude, I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, and you'll have like 40 other thousand people like, fuck you, Yoshi's awesome.
Right. And then
And then you'll have 40 other thousand people like, what's wrong with him being gay?
yeah, and then now it's solidified that apparently Yoshi's gay now. And now you have Nintendo coming out with a fucking article saying Yoshi's not gay, he's a dinosaur. And they're like, why can't dinosaurs be gay?
Wait a second. Wait, is Yoshi gay?
I don't know. See,
Ah,
that's
shit.
the thing.
Look what you started.
I don't know. But no, it's just like it's great that nowadays you definitely have everyone has freedom of speech and everything like that, but
Absolutely.
golly, it holds water when it comes to posting it online, dude. Like,
And it's stupid because the only person that you should listen to when it comes to what you think is valuable is yourself.
is yourself.
That's it. I mean, you have an idea of what you like, what you want to do. That's it. I mean,
Yeah,
don't listen to other people. Now, you can agree with other people, of course, and if you want to,
Yeah.
go ahead, do what you want. It's your life.
exactly. But I mean, it's just a lot of people just go ham. I mean, I seen something online that it was on Twitter, I think. Yeah, and then this girl was like, calling me wifey material or saying I'm a good girl is not a compliment. And I was like, wait, what? And then I go through the comments. I'm like, what does she mean? I kind of want,
Yeah.
I want background. I want to understand why she's saying this.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of guys were in the comments saying, why are you saying this? Like, what do you mean? Like, how, like, I never knew that was a bad thing. And then, instead of telling them why, she goes, you need to educate yourself. And
Isn't that like
I'm like, whoa.
educating yourself, asking questions?
Yeah, and then a lot of women were like, "Yes, girl, these guys don't know. They don't know anything. Don't ever call me wifey material or a good girl." And I'm just like,
Wait,
we
what?
still do
Is that
not.
a bad thing?
I was like, I still don't have the answer, because in my head and the way that I grew up and everything like that, if someone's a good girl or wifey materials, that's obviously a girl you want to be with.
Is that bad? What the
But
fuck?
wait, but see, here's the thing, and then a buddy of mine, he brought up a good point. It's Twitter. It's kind of like mob mentality. That's another kind of cancel culture in a sense, but it's like mob mentality at its finest. If you get enough people in a room that agree with the same thing, most likely you're gonna believe it, because you're like, well, shit. If 20,000 people are agreeing with this, it's got to be true. So that's why a lot of women were like, yeah, 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 but there was no answer. But I kept scrolling because I was like, there's no way. Like, curiosity is killing me. I need to figure out why these women are thinking like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think this was the answer. I'm not sure. But one of the girls were like, oh, it's because, you calling us that is pretty much saying that that you can do whatever you want to us. You can, like, treat us however you want. And I was like, wait, see, that's the thing. I don't know if that was the answer. I don't know if that's what the original post was trying to say.
Okay.
But
Well,
that's what one girl said, was like, oh, it just means that you can, do whatever you want, not take advantage, but do whatever you want to us. Like, if that's wifey, you can, like, because, like, how in society dating is pretty much like you cheating and talking to other girls or guys or whatever, like, you're just not faithful. I guess that's where they're going with it. The fact that if that's wifey, you're gonna be with her, but you're still gonna end up doing other things to your quote unquote wifey. That's where I'm assuming these girls were going with the whole
this makes no sense.
direction of that post, right? And I was just like, what?
Yo, for real, if you know the answer to this, tell me.
Yeah, because
I want to know.
I was curious too, but then I was just like, you know what? I'll have that conversation with people in person. Having it online isn't smart, because you're gonna have a lot of dumb people chiming in on something that they have no right to even talk about it. You know what I mean?
Now I'm confused. And not that I use those words in conversation like ever, but
Yeah, I know. See, that's what I'm saying. There's just like this certain outlook on things, like, oh, dating nowadays is someone's gonna cheat, all this other shit. But that's only happened to like a handful of people.
yeah.
But it's because that they post it online and other people see it. They're like, oh my God, yes, you're right. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So that's where the whole cancel culture power and mob mentality power comes into the whole, the whole thing. And it's crazy. It's like, if you really boil it down, only like maybe like 5% of the world's population have went through that. But that 5% is still millions of people talking about it.
Yeah.
And millions of people posting about it, and millions of people going like, oh yeah, that makes sense. When in reality, it never happened to them, but they're trying to make it relate to them because this post or this picture or whatever has so many views going. They kind of
want to be a part of something.
They want to be a part of something. It's like that whole, if you see people marching down the down the street, you want to know what's going on. You want to be a part of that. If it's something cool,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or, or if it's something like, oh yeah, we're marching for the right to eat breakfast at night, because say if they canceled breakfast at night, like, no, we want breakfast at night. You're like, fuck yeah. And you're going to walk with those people, even though you don't give a fuck about eating breakfast at night. You haven't done that in like 2 years, but you're like, yeah, I want to walk. I like eggs.
Yeah.
And then you just walk because you just want to be a part of something. And that's the thing. People just want to be included in things. And, they want to say they had a voice in something big, like a stupid ass tweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't realize I went on like a damn rant.
No.
But no, I just, it's crazy. It's just like people can't think nowadays, and you can't even talk to people nowadays. It's like you say something, it's not even left. How we used to say, that was coming out of left field. Like that was a crazy thing to say. now even the simplest thing is just like coming out of left field.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
Well, it's funny. Like a lot of people are just they're
sensitive.
so sensitive.
Sensitive.
Everybody's so focused in their own world, and yes, you're important. Your family's important. Don't ever think otherwise. But at the same time, you have to realize, huh?
Put the mic there.
You have to realize though, yes, you're important. Your family's important. Don't ever think otherwise. But you have to realize though that whatever's important to you may not be important to everybody else.
Yeah.
And so whatever you care about, some people don't give a shit about.
Yep.
All right. So, okay. So that being said, one time I felt bad for this. I really did. But sometimes I have a sense of humor that can be a little offensive.
Yeah.
And every person I've ever met, I tell them, if I ever say something that offend you, just let me know. I won't say it again. Simple as that. I mean, I get it. I don't want
Doc.
What?
I was kidding. To pull out a list. Well, you said this and this. And...
Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Go on.
So, okay. So this is going to sound really bad. But anyway, this girl at work one time, right? At a place I used to work.
I'm not going to say it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was talking to her, and I said something. I said a joke, and it offended this person. And she said to me, "Hey, I'm going through this situation right now, and I'm really offended by this, and you should really think about what you say before you say it."
Okay.
And so I said, "Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
And I apologize for that. But
But
how the fuck was I supposed to know? Like
Right,
seriously
right,
though,
right.
like on if you really think about it, how the fuck was I supposed to know? And what do you mean think what you say before you say it? First of all, it was just a joke. I said it lightheartedly. All right, and this was, by the way, known in conversation that what I was saying was a joke, and I did not actually mean this. But
can you say the joke?
No. But to
Okay.
get so
All right.
offended.
Can you tell me later?
Yeah.
Okay.
But to get so offended. Okay.
Wait. Actually, take off the mic. Tell me the joke, and then I'll cut it out.
Okay.
Wait, here. Take the mic off. All right, we're back.
Yeah. So
I understand. I understand. Yeah.
I said what I said, and I get it. Okay. It was not nice for this person,
Yeah.
but I said the same joke to like 5 people before, and they all laughed. So the point is
Right.
the point that I'm making though is if this person had gotten upset enough, they could have, and this is the fucked up part about this.
Canceled you.
They could have canceled. They could have gone to a manager or somebody,
Yeah.
and complained,
Yeah.
and I would have gotten in trouble for saying something.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, my comment had nothing to do with my job performance in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It had nothing to do with customers or anything like that. Let's just say customers, right? It had nothing to do with anything that I was doing that they pay me for, but you can get in trouble for it
Yeah.
because of workplace etiquette,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it in certain
I
extreme
mean, I get
situations,
that. You can't be like, let's
Yeah.
fuck at work.
You can't say things like that. Of course, that is offensive.
Yeah, that's
you
very
gotta think
offensive.
about what you gotta.
Damn, you got a fat ass. You can't say that at work. That's terrible.
Wait, what?
Shut up.
What is the world coming to these
Yeah, you
days?
can't tell someone they got a big butt. Hey, bro. Nice ass. You're like, wait, what the fuck, bro? Like, sorry, I forgot where I work. I'll wait till after.
Oh, yeah, I'll wait till we clock out.
But nah, yeah, there's work etiquette is a thing. But I mean, when it comes to that was, I understand. That was a lighthearted joke. I mean, it could be offended if you knew.
Yeah,
If you knew and you said
the
that,
situation, then
you're
yes,
a terrible person.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
But,
you're a terrible person if you knew.
but yeah,
You didn't know.
um,
So I mean, I've always heard that you got to think before you speak kind of thing.
Which
But it holds water. It's definitely a thing to do. But you think before you speak. If I feel like if you know the situation already at hand, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because if you have to think before you speak, you shouldn't talk
yeah. If I
because you
knew,
can say anything nowadays and offend somebody.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're like, oh damn, I'm beat. I'm actually going through a domestic violence thing right now. I'm like, I didn't actually mean beat. I mean, I'm tired. Like, that wasn't what I meant. I meant like,
yeah.
I'm tired. You know what I mean? They need to cancel that word.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you come over here? I identify as a man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, come over here, dude.
Come here, bro.
Like, I'm sorry. How the
Dude, like
fuck am I
anything.
supposed to
Listen,
know?
anything. You can offend them people about anything, and it's like, it's not intentional.
Yeah,
You know, it's not intentional. But so many people are used. You know, I wouldn't even say they're used to it. I feel like so many people are used to seeing people going through things, and in their head they're like, fuck, that's what I'm gonna have to go through now through my daily life.
yeah.
And once they hear something kind of on the track of that, fucking offended.
Well, people just they if they're minorly inconvenienced or minorly, um, what's the word? Yeah, if they're minorly inconvenienced or minorly offended, that's the word.
Offended, it is offended.
They will flip their shit.
Absolutely.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember this campaign a long time ago. It was the campaign to stop saying "that's so gay."
What?
Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres was on a commercial, and these kids were she was at a diner, and these kids were talking to each other, and the guy was like, "Oh, that's so gay," and then she was sitting in the booth behind him, and she got up and she says, "Really? How would you feel if I said that's so 14-year-old boy?"
That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That wouldn't make
But
sense. That's not the
but
same thing.
okay, but I can understand people who are homosexuals
Yeah.
or however they
Yeah.
if that offends you, I can understand if that offends you, but you got to realize like there are other people on the planet and they all don't think the same thing. So if like I grew up like my brother and I used to say that all the time. We used to say that all the time about
People
things.
still say that.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh man, the store's closed." I'm like, "Man, that's gay." I don't mean it.
People don't mean everything that comes out of a person's mouth isn't with malicious intent.
Yeah.
If someone says, "Bro, that's so gay," damn, that's retarded. You know what I mean? That's just how people used to talk. I mean, yeah, I get it. Those words are associated with, something bigger than what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a disability. That's like a person's, identification and all this other stuff. But we're not saying it in a malicious way. Yeah, we can use different words, but, don't think someone's always trying to be offensive. That's not how it is. You know what I mean? I don't go through my daily life saying, who can I piss off today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who can I offend with my words?
I think people are a little too soft
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like,
I found out recently. This is funny. I found out recently that there's a coworker of mine's kids at school, right? And their school hands out stress cards
okay.
if they're too stressed. Like they can take a stress day, a day off.
At work or school?
School.
Like high school or college?
Now, how fucking stressed is a 12-year-old?
Oh, that's in middle school?
Yeah. I don't know what school they go to. Honestly,
I
I
don't
don't know
believe
all
that.
the details
I think
about it.
that's private school. That sounds like private school shit.
Even if it is, like, how fucking
That
stressed
doesn't-
are you?
That doesn't sound like public school.
I don't understand. As a child, you're only two. Like, yes, no. Let me rephrase that.
Go ahead.
Nowadays, yes, there's a lot more pressure on children and people growing up.
Okay.
A lot of the older generations don't understand. That's where a lot of this millennial bullshit comes out of.
Fair.
And all this
Fair.
boomer bullshit comes out of.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that? Have you seen these memes
Yeah.
for boomers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Millennial boomer thing. Yeah,
Fucking stupid.
I've seen them. Yeah, like,
But-
things aren't. This isn't the Industrial Revolution, guys.
Yeah, this isn't the same age.
Yeah,
okay?
this is a different life now.
All right. By the way, like when my parents were 18, the decisions they made didn't affect them for 10 years plus 10 years.
dude.
you
Yeah,
know?
now that shit gets you. Now
Now
we have
you-
records.
Yeah, you're giving these 18-year-old kids, you're making them make choices that will affect them for the next 20 years. You're like, oh, here you go. We're gonna loan you thousands upon thousands of dollars for something that you think you may want to be interested in.
Go check our last podcast. I think we talked about the last one, right?
Did we?
Yeah, about financing and like how to manage your money.
No, I'm talking about student loans.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
decision that you know what I don't know if you have you heard of John Mulaney, the
Yes.
comedian.
Yeah.
He actually brought that up. He was like,
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
yeah, he was like, oh, I agreed to pay you guys like 60 grand. And he's like, I was 17. That's illegal.
Yeah.
And I think that may be illegal because his parents were lawyers. So
Well,
you had an 18-year-old give you consent to charge them 60 grand. You know, he didn't have a lawyer ready. He didn't have his parents there. It was just him.
yeah.
And I was like, that's a good point.
We're not gonna get into
Yeah, we're not
student
going to get
loans.
into that.
But
Fuck student
but
loans.
ultimately though, even not even that, you make a bad credit decision. It's gonna affect you for 10 years.
Yep.
Not 10 years, more or less. Depends on what it is. But ultimately,
It depends if you try to fix it or not.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it
right.
just depends on a lot of things, you know. So yes. Also, in high school nowadays, like the classes that you take, the kind of network that you make, and everything like that, that affects you as towards which college you go to, um, and then which college you go to affects which kind of career you get into, what kind of education you're gonna get. There's even like nowadays some colleges are determining 100, like almost 100% what you're gonna be doing, which annoys the ever living fuck out of me. I'm sorry. Like, okay, so here's how this works, or at least how it should work. Okay,
Yeah.
don't think of the school as somewhere you have to go to mandatorily. It's not public school anymore. It's not your K through 12 anymore.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can choose to go.
you are paying them to teach you something.
Yep.
You're paying them for courses that it's a service that you're buying.
Yeah.
All right. So don't let them tell you what you need to do. Unfortunately, though, they do tell you what you need to do. You
Yep.
go in to get a regular associate's, right? They say, okay, these are the core courses to get an associate's. Understood. But
That's
then,
fair, yeah.
by the way, you're also required to take all this other shit. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know this other shit. I don't care about this other shit.
Yeah.
Okay? But now you're required to take that.
Why
which
do I
means-
why do I need freshman comp? The fuck is that gonna
Well,
do for me?
no, you actually do need freshman comp.
All right, fine, damn it.
That's a core course. You need that
Okay, fine. Okay,
to get an associate.
never mind. I was trying to
What you don't need
Fuck
is some of these
freshman comp.
humanities.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so you know how much it costs for
And Greek mythology and
They're-
shit. Yeah.
they're forcing you to pay them like $700 to like $1,200
On a course you
for
don't
a course
fucking
that you
need.
don't need. Exactly.
you don't
This
fucking
isn't
need that
high school
shit.
anymore. This isn't middle school anymore.
Isn't that
They-
crazy? That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. I just thought about that. I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, I need a humanities credit? Sure, whatever.
Oh, and get this. So I read up on some of these things as
That's a
far
good
as like
fucking point.
some of these
Get 'em-
requirements
get
and
'em,
whatnot,
Doc.
right? So check this out.
Check it.
Say you fuck up, right? People
Mhm.
fuck up. I fucked up in college a couple times, but
Yeah,
say you
same.
fuck up, right?
Same, yeah.
You go into like, let's say, probation. Now the school,
Oh, academic probation?
Yeah.
I've been there.
now the school is able to determine how you're going to pay them. So okay, you go to the federal government,
Fucked
right?
up.
And you say, hey, I want to get a student loan, and they say, sure, we'll give you a student loan. That's fine. You're eligible for it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the money. You go to school and you say, I want to take these courses. And they say, sure, how are you going to pay? With this loan that I got from the government, fuck you. You have to pay with your own money. We're not going to accept the student loan that the government says that you're allowed to
Yeah.
take because we don't like that money. We want your money.
Yeah, because it's you get it immediately. Yeah.
What do you mean you get it immediately?
I don't know. I was just
Because you know what the funny thing is about those loans, though, right?
Well,
Once the school gets paid, that's it. It doesn't matter if you default on it or not. The other people, they don't get screwed if you default on it.
right.
The bank that you got the loan from gets screwed when you.
So why
default
doesn't
on
the school want the money?
it. Good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Yeah. I remember I went to Full Sail. They wouldn't do financial aid. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, you're going to have to pay us out of your pocket.
Well,
And I was
that's
like,
a little
fuck.
different though. They're a private school,
Yeah, I guess.
and then there's other things involved in that, which by the way, is still fucked up. I mean, it's money, right?
It's still money.
It's like going to the store and you give them your card and they're like, no, we don't accept that kind of money.
We don't accept Chase.
Yeah,
Only Bank of America. You're like,
yeah.
what?
It's still money though.
I'm like, it's just a pack of gum, dude. Like, yeah, you're going to have to go, buddy.
Or even if you go there with cash, you're like, where'd you get that cash from? I don't want it.
The ATM? No, we only accept cash that your parents give you.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, I'll be back. I earned it? Yeah, no. Ask your parents. We know they have a
Did somebody
retirement fund.
Did you make that money, or did somebody else give it to you? Somebody else gave it to you. We don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want it.
Yeah, we want you to work hard to pay us.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's...
That's the way that you're gonna show us that you want to be here.
Yeah, how bad do you want
Not
this?
not paying us with money is gonna show us that you want to be here.
Yo, dude, it's crazy, man. And then... Wait, hold up. Dude, where were we going with that?
What?
You brought up some good points, but I was like,
whole college thing?
yeah, like how did that segue into college?
Oh, because of them not letting you pay with financial aid.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I like lost my train of
The
thought.
decisions that you make when you're younger, so
Yeah,
you fuck
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Now you got to pay for it.
Yeah, so
Right.
pretty much, yeah. So like anything, even that's where I was going with it. Even jobs,
Oh yeah.
you can post on social media, and then your job's like,
We heard you don't like puppies.
yeah. So
You're fired.
so you tweeted something. And this actually happened to one of these YouTubers I watch. Like he used to work at California Pizza Kitchen, and then he tweeted something about California Pizza Kitchen while he was working there, and they like brought him in the office. He's like, yeah, so you tweeted something, and it wasn't very appropriate, so we're gonna have to let you go. And he was like, what? And they're like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why are you getting involved with people's private life?
Yep.
Like, those are two separate things. Like, I'm not going to post about work at work.
Well, there are certain places where you can get like. Don't be stupid. Like, let's say
don't be dumb. Don't do like cocaine on your Insta story.
yeah, and you're a
Save
cop.
that for something else.
Like, just did this drug bust.
Yeah, save that for Snapchat. But yeah, like, okay, well, certain jobs, absolutely. Like if you're a lawyer or something like that, you represent the company, you can't act crazy. I get that. But if you just work at, I don't know, a fucking like call center,
Yeah.
how do you represent the company if all you hear is your voice?
If you're customer service for like a cable company, and you're like, man, work sucked today. I hate this cable company, and they're like, hey, we're gonna fire you, and you're like, what? You're okay with me saying fuck bitches get money, but you're not okay with me saying
Not okay saying that this sucks.
you're okay with me saying bitches ain't shit or something like that.
Yeah, but hoes and tricks.
Yeah.
The fuck.
You
But I still work hard. I just hate it. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're still gonna let you go. Just because you put that out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's fucking
that's-
ridiculous, man.
It's too much of an integration,
Yeah, so like back to the boomer thing, like those are the things that we have to go through nowadays.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's like that whole
It's not as easy. You know, college tuition is actually 1,200% more than what it used to be.
I've heard like college it's still not affordable.
It's ridiculous. And then you get out.
And people and like parents are like, go to college. I went to college. I'm like, yeah, because it was more affordable back then.
Yeah.
Like you guys did fucking you guys did bartering. Like, yeah, I'll give you this goat for a year of tuition.
Oh
They're like,
my
yeah,
God.
all right,
No,
cool.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that old, but I'm just saying, like, it was way more affordable back in the day for you.
Well, it's not just college. Everything else is more expensive.
Yeah, oh god, everything, dude.
Have you seen what rent is?
Rent, fucking cars, fucking gas.
You know what the hilarious thing about rent is? Okay, so it costs less to own a home in most situations. I'm
in
not
most
gonna say
situations, depending on where you live.
it may cost less to own a home than it does to rent an apartment. But check this out. So it's in economics it's called the initial spend, the I. So your initial spend, what you have to put down, right? You have to put down a deposit to rent an apartment for the most part, right?
I think like first and last months usually.
Usually first and last month, whatever, right?
Usually the lingo, yeah.
Let's say the apartment is $1,000 a month.
Okay.
First, last, and okay, and your deposit, you're looking at $3,000 to move in. It's to sign a lease for a year to spend $1,000 a month.
3 G's, yo.
3,000.
And then 1,000 after that for however fucking long your lease is.
Right. So your first month, you spend $3,000. You haven't even lived there yet. All right. And then so there's that. And then you're responsible for the things on the inside of the house.
Mm-hmm. Furnishing and
not,
food.
Well,
Oh, well, like
say-
upkeep?
yeah, upkeep.
Okay. Like cleaning
You're
and
supposed
shit?
to maintain the place,
Oh,
right?
yeah. You don't want to live in a fucking dump.
Right. And so the only other contingency is if something breaks, though, for the most part, the apartment complex will fix it. Say you're there.
It depends.
Yeah.
It definitely depends.
say something happens that wasn't your fault. Like, let's say your water heater breaks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they come in and replace it. Now, on the other hand, say you knocked it over and it broke, you have to replace it. That's the only advantage uh, to renting, right? Is you still have to get you still should get renter's insurance, so
Yeah.
you still should do that, even though some people don't. And there are a bunch of other things, but yeah, say something wasn't your fault, they'll replace it for you. You don't have
Yeah,
to
and
worry about it.
if
It's
you
not
need to know
yours.
more about insurance, make sure you guys tune into my other podcast, Kyle the Insurance Guy podcast, where he will go over all things insurance. So, shameless plug.
You're like a walking ad.
I'm sorry, brothers. I produce this. You know, I
Anyway.
gotta shout him out.
It's true. It's true though. So anyway, so 3Gs just to get into the house,
Yeah,
right? That's the rented apartment.
fucking crazy
For
too.
the most part, though, that is affordable for most people. You do have to save up and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah,
Now, say buying, and so you get like a 700 square foot apartment for $1,000 a month, right? You can be spending $800 a month for a 2,000 square foot home,
mm-hmm.
but you have to put 20% down on the place and everything.
Yeah,
So now you're
that would be the other part that they don't tell you.
Yeah,
So
you don't
granted,
tell you about that on
it's
real
cheaper
estate.
for a mortgage, but you're gonna have to come up with 20% of what that home is worth.
Go on Zillow and look at these houses, and every time you see these low monthlies,
Mhm.
just take a look at how much you have to put down. 'Cause
Yeah.
in order for you not to have to pay extra fees, you have to put 20% down.
Yeah.
20% of a $100,000 home.
That's
is
10 G's.
Yeah,
It's 10 G's. You got no, it's 20 G's.
20,000.
That's 20 G's. You got 20
20,000.
G's?
it's 20,000. Did you put down? By the way, it's just a down on the loan. It's not your closing costs. It's not all these other things that you have
That's
to
more
pay
money
for.
too. That's even more money too. I mean, some realtors are nice and they cover it, but most of the time you're gonna have to pay it.
No,
Some do.
no. It.
What, closing fees? Closing costs?
It either comes in on the front end or the back end.
Well, no, no, my buddy does real estate. Some of them cover it. It depends. It depends on the person. Like
Yeah.
if it's a reoccurring like an investor, then they might hook it up.
read-
But
read the fine print.
don't look forward to that. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen for you.
Read the fine print.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's not gonna happen to you.
Somebody's paying for it.
Somebody is paying for
Sometimes
it.
most likely it's you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely.
But no, so nowadays it's much more difficult to do that. All
Yeah.
right. So it's hard for you to save up to get an apartment. Hard for you
Yeah.
to get a car. Hard for you to do these things. It's never really been easy. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, the older generations have had issues,
Yep.
but it's just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like it's we're going through different things. It's hard to ask an older person for advice when like their solution is completely different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, back in the day, like kids can't even tell their parents like, "Hey, I'm getting bullied on Instagram." Their parents are like, "I don't fucking know what to do with that." The kids used to bully you at the bus stop.
Well, I
You
mean,
just have to punch that kid, but you can't punch him
No.
through online.
yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're like, stand up for yourself. Okay, well,
yeah,
it's a little different these days, and it's not. I don't condone bullying, but at the same time, you also got to think about like, why does it bother you?
mm-hmm.
That is stuff that parents should be dealing with. Like
That's tough too.
let's-
That there's like a fine line to that because definitely, why does it bother you? Are you really gonna let that get to your head? But then at the same time, bring it back up, cancel culture and everything like that. If say if someone says something about you, and then next they have like thousands of people agreeing, you're gonna be like, fuck, all these people really think this about me.
yeah.
So
well,
like
okay.
that's it. It used to be like just the 5 kids in school that were just
Yeah.
assholes.
yeah,
Now you could times that by 100.
yeah,
And all
that,
these kids are just like, yeah, fuck you. And they don't even know why they're saying it. They're just like, I just like bullying people.
well, herd mentality.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
Well, okay, so the other thing, okay, you know what this lady said to me one time? She's like, "Oh, these teachers need to stop bullying." Why? That's not their job.
mhm,
It is not their job to do that. You're adding more shit to their job.
yeah,
Okay,
they don't get paid for that shit.
you need to handle your child when you get home.
yeah.
You need to deal with it. It's your job.
Yeah,
It's your kid.
If your kid's an asshole, fix that.
Well, on the other hand, too, if your kid's the one getting bullied, fix that too.
Yeah, fix that too, absolutely.
All right. I mean,
There's ways of fixing that.
there's
Switch them out of that class, switch them out of that school. You could
No,
do
that's
that.
no. You don't want to do that.
No, but you could. I'm just
You
saying.
could,
You
yeah,
could. I'm just
yeah.
giving out solutions.
Just figure out why it bothers them. If I
Yeah.
mean, if unless it's physical, if it's something physical,
Yeah.
then
If he's
that's
getting like thrashed,
that is something different.
you're
Absolutely.
gonna have to put the gloves on and go fight some kids.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go fight some kids.
yeah. That's something different
But
altogether.
yeah, so definitely figure that out. Like it's just like just nowadays, like the solutions are so extreme.
Oh yes,
You know what I mean? Like
everything is so extreme. It's because
fucking
this thing happened.
crazy.
Now nobody can do it anymore.
Yeah, it's insane. Like literally, like all right, say if your kid's getting bullied and you're going to school and you yell at the kid, you're gonna go to jail for yelling at that fucking kid probably.
Yeah. How dare you yell at my son?
Yeah.
Well, your son just stabbed me with a pair of scissors.
Or fuck it, if a teacher yells at a kid for being disrespectful, the teacher gets fired
yeah.
for yelling at their kid. Dude, used to get whooped back in the day at school if you were acting up. My parents got their ass whooped in school.
Yeah.
They had them teachers had a ruler and they hit you on the back of the fucking ass and they like, oh, and then they're like, yeah, straighten up.
The back of the ass or the front of the ass?
It depends. You know what I mean? Maybe a little front, maybe a little front action. You get what I'm saying? They used to whoop them, man. They used to take that ruler or wooden ruler and hit you on your fucking bum, dude.
Now, on the other hand, that's there's reasons why they're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, some people probably get too carried away, but like it was just to understand that just fucking act right. Stop acting out. Stop being crazy.
But then again, some of these kids are babied too much. You know how many?
And some of these kids are definitely babied.
I went to Disney, right? And mind
Yeah.
you, I don't go to Disney all the time or anything like that. I just went because I bought some tickets a long time ago and I didn't want them to expire.
Right.
That's the honest truth. Also because I wanted to go with the people that I went with. But
Yeah.
anyway, I went to Disney, and you know how many oversized children were in strollers? Like, this bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are way too big to be in strollers. Like, they can walk around the park a million times over. Why the fuck are they in strollers?
Yeah.
You're pushing an 8-year-old in a stroller.
Yeah.
Really? And then but the bullying is the issue.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why the kid's so fat. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I've been seeing a lot of fat babies recently.
It's
and
okay.
I know babies don't. I mean, they're still developing.
Yeah.
But then, like, at some point, like, you gotta like handle that shit.
Yeah, you gotta fix that shit. I mean,
For health reasons. I'm not talking about for aesthetics.
it's health reasons. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many like things going on online. You know what I mean? There's like people. If you want to bring up the overweight thing, there's people like, oh, why are you shaming fat people and all this other stuff? And
No, I'm not.
and then most of the time it's like, well, it's for health concerns. And then they're like, well, I don't care about that. And I'm like, and then people are like, okay. It's just there's so many avenues on just things out there that people are kind of making okay when it really shouldn't be. But it's like nowadays people want acceptance, but then there's also people want extreme fucking consequences for these things.
Well, you know what the thing about that is, though, is like, okay, so one thing with children, they don't really have 100% control of that situation. So
Yeah, the kid
you
is
have to
the
help
kid.
them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to be lazy and never walk or anything like that, or okay, it's gonna happen. They're gonna get fat, but you don't have to keep shoving Cheetos down their throats, all right? Just because they asked you for food,
Yeah.
all right. The other thing too, though, is this whole body positive stuff. I believe people should be comfortable in their bodies,
Yes.
and they should be positive, because regardless if you're fat or skinny or anything, your body's always transitioning. It's always moving. You're always going from one stage to another. You're always doing something, right? So say somebody who's really overweight or something like that, they should be comfortable in their body.
Yeah.
Now, yes, they you do need to worry about your health.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
a difference between being fit and being healthy. You can be overweight and be healthy for the most part.
Yep.
I mean, when I say for the most part, of course, like a couple pounds overweight,
That's
20,
not. Yeah, that's
30
not crazy.
pounds.
That's not crazy at all.
Yeah, that's more of an aesthetic thing. Your doctor says, hey, you're fine. You just need to lose a couple pounds and you'll be happier.
Yeah,
that's
like,
it.
Like 200 pounds looks different on so many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then here's the funny thing is, like, you always get these really, and both men and women, you always get these really fat people who are body positive,
Mhm.
right? And they're like, yeah, I'm who I am. You should accept me for who I am. but then they want their significant other to be a supermodel.
Yeah.
What in the f? You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
are you sure you want a supermodel? You know, are you sure you want somebody who's really really in shape?
Yeah.
Because people who are really really in shape do things to stay really really in shape,
Yep.
and because you're not really really in shape means you don't do those things. So you're gonna want to couch surf all weekend, and they're gonna want to go on a run and stuff.
Yeah. You know, I'm all for the whole body positive thing. You know what I mean? Feel comfortable in your body, but definitely understand that it will become a health concern. It may be already a health concern, and you should try to at least be on top of your health. If you like the size of your body, at least be healthy in the size of your body. You know what I mean? Like instead of like eating fucking fast food every day, at least eat healthier. But if you want to stay that weight, whatever, cool. As long as
Yeah,
you're healthy.
if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you
Yeah, just
happy.
be healthy. Like it's just about like at that point it's about the health.
Yeah,
But then like going after people about it and all this other shit is just like, yo, like relax. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Like you shouldn't shame people for who they are either,
yeah, don't shame people for who they are and all this other stuff. But at the same time, like
or cancel them.
yeah, don't cancel them. You know what I mean? Don't fucking cancel them. They didn't really do anything to get canceled.
Yeah.
They're just being who they are. And then another thing, another way people get canceled is a lot of people bring up like the past.
Oh
My God, like they go through like old archived things, bring it up now and be like, that's who you are as a person right now.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, that happened 10 years ago.
Remember that thing you said 15 years ago about those people? Yeah. Yeah, you're a bigot.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like if say you I don't fucking know. Say you punch somebody in the face 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden you change your life. You're a Buddhist now. You're all about peace. If someone finds that video of you punching someone in the face, they're like, you're a fucking liar. You're not a Buddhist. You're not about peace. You're full of shit. And then you're like, that's the reason why I became a Buddhist. Is because I realized how much of an asshole I am, and I wanted to change. They're like, no, fuck you. You're a fucking liar. There's no way that you're a Buddhist. You're full of shit.
Or people who are addicts.
And then people agree, or people that are addicts, people that actually finally sobered up
Yep.
and they're doing good with their lives. But then they bring it up, oh yeah, well you used to do heroin, you fucking druggie, and you're like, whoa, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, like dude, I'm doing better now. And they're like, no, that's bullshit. You're a terrible person
Yeah.
because you did this shit 20 years ago.
Like, yeah, you
But
see.
don't get me wrong, when it comes to things like I don't know, maybe Bill Cosby raping women, that's a different case.
Yeah, that's way different.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a completely that and the R. Kelly thing. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
They did like a really, really bad thing, and they definitely got away with it.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a drug addict or whatever, you're gonna pay the piper at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna relapse and everything like this.
Well,
and then
people
you're
are
gonna,
capable of change. Look at Robert Downey Jr.
people are definitely capable of change. But
Everybody's capable.
yeah,
of change.
but at the same time, if you do something as crazy as whatever they did, you know what I mean? Like, and you got away with it, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Those women just deserve justice. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, it's been going on for this many years and nothing happened to you. Fuck you. That's not fair. But if it's no, if it's something like drugs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, some of them, okay, there are some cases where some might be lying about it. Some may be telling the truth.
Well,
we're not going to get into that.
Here's the
Let's
thing.
not get too deep into that.
Let's not get into this.
Let's not get
okay?
too deep into that.
The point is though, who you were doesn't mean it's who you are.
Yes. That's the point that I was getting to.
Yeah, who you were is not who you are now. Or maybe it is, but it doesn't matter. The point is,
you can change in a year.
yeah.
Like who you were last year is not who you are this year. Things can just like that. You change. You're a new person. You're
Actually,
about this.
you can change in 6 weeks.
Dude, yeah. It takes 6 weeks to form a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It also takes 6 weeks to forget one.
Yep.
It also it's funny, like you can rewire your brain. People who are addicts can rewire their have been shown to rewire their brains. Okay, people who are addicts, they are addicted to something, or some kind of behavior, right? And that constant stimulus constantly, brings them, it elevates their serotonin, so it just constantly makes them happy, right?
Yeah.
Now, this behavior could be detrimental to them. Like, let's just say the cliche of drugs, right?
Yeah.
Drug addicts have been shown to rewire their brains in the sense of they stop doing it,
Yep.
and now that doesn't give them the same effect anymore. Same thing with like sex addicts or people who are addicted to food and things like that.
Yeah. See, that's definitely like a self-afflicting thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's where I was trying to go with it. That's a self-afflicting thing. But when it comes to you doing it to other people, that's where it gets
different.
very touchy.
Yeah.
That's a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for maybe not another episode, but
Yeah.
at least self-afflicting things. If you come to the realization that this is detrimental to your life,
Yeah.
and you make that change, that's fantastic. But if someone's gonna bring that up from 20 years ago and be like, no, you're a druggie and all this other shit,
You're an asshole.
you're an asshole, you're like, yo, what the fuck, bro? That was 20 years ago. I'm a different person now.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of celebrities have been getting canceled for things like that. You know,
Things that they did many years ago.
things that they did many years ago.
Oh,
I remember,
man.
like, okay, real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Kevin Hart, he was about to host the Oscars.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, he was about to host the Oscars, but like 5-6 years ago, he tweeted some shit like, "Oh, bro, you're so gay" or whatever on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then the LGBT community were like, "You need to apologize for that." He's like, "Why? I literally did that." He's like, "That was so many years ago. I don't think like that anymore. The way I think is completely different. I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
I support you guys." And they're like, "No, you need to apologize." And he was like, "Well, I'm not hosting the Oscars." And then he went on every fucking talk show and apologized for it. After he said he wouldn't, he apologized, but he never hosted the Oscars just because he was just like, that's bullshit. Like, this happened so many years ago. I'm not that person anymore. But you guys want to bring up the past. And it's crazy. They almost canceled Kevin Hart's Oscar hosting. They did that. That's how powerful the internet is.
That's stupid.
They canceled him hosting. That was his dream, apparently,
Oh my god.
to host the Oscars, and they canceled him for fucking fulfilling one of his
For one
life
comment?
dreams for something that he said 5 years ago when he had a different mindset.
That's stupid.
You know what I mean? That's back in the day when everybody was like, "Bro, that's so gay, bro." That's like how people talked 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, they still say that now.
Some people still say it, absolutely, but I'm just saying, like, that's how different
Yeah. No, I see what you're
society and
saying.
culture
Yeah.
was. And then they just was like, no, apologizing. He's like, why? That's not how I am nowadays. Go through my tweets now. You will not see anything like that. You will not see anything on my Instagram like that.
Yeah. No,
And they're like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
So
Fuck that.
people, you know what? No, do it. Give them their prescription, man.
All right. So
Give them their goddamn prescription.
okay. For this week, I highly recommend. And no, I'm gonna prescribe. This is detrimental.
Yes.
All right. This is serious.
This is life or
some
death.
serious shit right here.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking get over it. Deadass, just get over it, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, think about it like this, okay? Whatever you think is right is just what you think is right.
Yeah.
All right? There are other people who don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're only going to do what you think is right. Now think about it the other way too. People are only going to do what they think is right.
Yeah.
If they think it's right to act a fool and bitch and moan because, they didn't get their way, then they just think they're doing the right thing.
Right.
Leave them alone.
And a lot of people go to social media to justify some things that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing.
Like canceling some guy going to host the Oscars.
Hosting the Oscars when he never
Wow.
acted like that ever
Wow.
since. He's been on a clean streak. He's a great guy. He's done so much good for, everybody, and yet you guys wanted him to apologize for something that happened so many years ago.
That's stupid.
So, definitely think. And then another thing
Makes
too.
me sad.
It's very sad. Another thing too, please, people, think for yourselves. If you see people doing this whole cancel culture thing and you just want to be a part of something, be a part of something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
be a
don't
part of the DOCcast.
yeah, be a part of us. You know? don't just
Join
jump.
us.
Don't jump on the train because you see it's trendy and you want to be cool and trendy or whatever. Just
Fuck what's trending. You make the new content.
yeah, you make the new content. You think for yourself. You be logical. Don't let other people think for you. You make a logical decision. So don't let anyone's outside bullshit affect how you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. DOCcast. Karen or K-Mo today. The Doc. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen on Spotify and Apple.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, of course. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
All right.